All right, now that we know how to create a specific purpose, and we have already created a specific purpose with the holidays of Mexico, we are ready to launch into the central idea or thesis. And this is in your Froehling, Grice, and Skinner textbook on page 248. And you'll notice that I have two terms up here, a central idea and thesis. And these two are actually interchangeable. They're the same thing. So you can use one word or the other. Your book just happens to follow thesis. So could somebody please read me the definition of a thesis from your text?
So one sentence synopsis that presents the central idea of the speech.
Okay, all right. So in order to paraphrase that, I'm going to say it is a single declarative statement that summarizes everything. I'm putting those dots at the end to show that in our case, it's our speech, it's our outline, it could be your report in another class. So you are creating a single declarative statement to summarize everything. So for our example, we have, I will inform the class about Mexican holidays. So that was our specific purpose. Now, here we have a difference here. Specific purpose states what we're going to accomplish. It has these three specific things. A central idea, again, single declarative statement that summarizes everything. They are related, but they're not the same thing. This part is not in your textbook. However, I'm borrowing some information from another textbook called Public Speaking Handbook by Beebe and Beebe, and it's written in 2010. And it has a nice technique to help you create the central idea from your specific purpose. It suggests that you create a question from your specific purpose and you answer it to help you develop your thesis. Okay, so I'm going to call this, and these are my words, a springboard question. So if I were to say, we'll inform the class about Mexican holidays, what kind of questions can we come up with? What kind of springboard questions can we come up with in order to create this?
What holiday?
What holidays? What else?
How are they different from yours?
Okay, so compare and contrast.
The tradition behind them,
Okay, what are the traditions?
if any.
Okay. Which would be? Are they important? Why are they important? Now these questions that you ask are probably going to be guided by the research you have already done. So this is part of your groundwork that you are already at this point. So we're pretending that I have already done this research, and we'll focus on the first question, what holidays? Let's answer that. What holidays are we talking about?
Cinco de Mayo.
What else?
Christmas. What other holidays do we have in common with ours?
Or any Mexican holidays?
The Day of the Dead.
Okay, Day of the Dead. And that's good enough for this example. So we have three major Mexican holidays, and now we're ready to create a single declarative statement to summarize everything. So this is what we're going to talk about. This is what we intend to talk about. So what can we do to write a sentence, a thesis that incorporates these three things in Mexico? What would you recommend? Let's start with the end of this specific purpose.
The major Mexican holidays include
The major Mexican holidays include Cinco de Mayo, Christmas, and Day of the Dead. Is this something that's a single declarative statement that summarizes something about Mexico? What is nice about this particular example is that it uses what is called logical divisions. Logical divisions mean that your main points are actually incorporated in your central idea. So I know that if I have this written like this, Cinco de Mayo will be my first point. Christmas will be my next point. And Day of the Dead will be my last point. Now, if I'm writing this and I start researching and I realize that, wow, I have enough information just from Cinco de Mayo and Christmas that I don't have time to do this, this is working. We can just take this out. Okay, it's not a big deal. You can change these as you're working through this. This is just a working specific purpose, and this is just a working thesis at this time. Does that make sense to everybody? Perfect. All right, we can stop recording.